battle cruisers, bases, and then you have miners, destroyers, battleships, shipyards. Then you got pipelines, cruisers, dreadnoughts, raiders, and decoys. Now, I want you to right-click on your shipyard and go down to Group Status, second from the bottom. It says your shipyard number 1. It has number of ships 1. Once you click the 4 box, you actually have 4 steps worth of shipyards there.
I'm sorry, we got lost there. Right click on it and go to where?
Go right click on your shipyard.
Yep.
Second to the bottom says Group
Stats, okay.
And then you'll see there when it opens up, it should say which one it is, Shipyard 1, number of ships, attack, defense, and tactics. Number of ships should be 4. So you have 4 points worth of shipyard building there. If you'll mouse over your scouts, make them big. I'll go over the numbers. The numbers are, the E stands for where he fires. A's fire before B's, B's before C's, C's before D's, and so forth. The 2 numbers, the one on the left is his firepower. So you'll need to roll one 10-sided die. If you roll 3 or less, it's a hit. I can't remember, Jordan. Does this game have 0s or 10s?
Say again.
0s or 10s in this game?
I think it's 10s.
I think so too, but I can't remember.
Yeah, 0s or 10s.
Okay. So it's 10s. You sure? I was thinking 9. Oh, it's misses.
Hang on. It's in the book.
This is a Jim Crone game, so it's... but I remember...
The dice come with 10 trees for all rolls in the game. On this die, a 0 represents a 10.
You got it.
Section 2.9.
Alright. So, let me go over those numbers. So the attack is the 3. The number next to the attack number is the defense. So I would subtract that from my attack. So if I was attacking you with a 3, you had a 1, my attack would only be 2.
2 or less, yep.
The X, the times 1, is the size of the ship. A scout has 1 hull point. So 1 hit and it's destroyed.
Okay.
Destroyers have like 2 hull points. I think. Let me look. Destroyers have 1. CAs have 2. Cruisers have 2. Takes 2 hits to kill a cruiser. Your shipyards, you build your ships where your shipyards are. You may build 1 hull point per shipyard. You have 4 shipyards in your home world. So right now, you could build 4 hull points worth of ships during 1 turn. If you add an additional shipyard, you'd be up to 5 a turn. You may also upgrade your shipyards, and that's your technologies. And when you upgrade a shipyard, you will increase its abilities. The first time you upgrade it, you go 1.5 times your number. And if you upgrade it twice, you go 2 times the number. So if you had an upgrade of 2 right now, instead of doing 4, you'd be doing 8 points of shipbuilding. Okay?
Okay.
And your shipyards, you have 4 of them. And they can each go up to 6. So, sometimes you gotta be careful where you put them. So those are the counters. The way that the turn works is, if you look over the left-hand side, the turn marker is on the turn track. It's on 1. We're going to take 3 turns of movement. movement, exploration, attack, 3 times, and then we're going to do an economic series, that all those colored ones below it. We'll go through that once, and then we'll do 3 turns, and then we'll do 1 economic turn. So that's how the game works that way. Um, let's see, we'll go, if you look at your did you download that pencil and paper sheet?
It's not the battle board, right?
No, what do I know?
Did you download that, or you use the one inside the module?
I use the one inside the module.
Okay. So that's where you're going to keep track of everything. So let me open that up so I can take a look at it real quick.
Okay.
So this is what's going to happen during your economic phase. We're going to go down those. You'll see the turns are at the very top of that. They go from 1 all the way across to, what is that, 15 or whatever that is over there. And then it's going to go down. So you're going to do like all these things in order. It's going to work our way down, and then you're going to buy technology.
Now, how do I do things?
And you're going to buy ships. And you're going to write all that down, the cost down there. You're going to have to, add those together every time. The different techs that you can buy, well, let's just go over the different ships. To be able to build the different ships, I want you to open up the technology, is it the tech? Yeah, that little technology, the charts. Once you go to research, so you get the player aids. It's inside the module. You're going to go to player reference card research chart. Tell me when you find it. It's the little button with the blue, green, and orange little cylinders. Hello?
Okay, got it.
Okay. Start at the top. Ship size. Ship size 1. That's what you get at start. You can build scouts, colony ships, shipyards, miners, decoys, and pipelines. If you want to build destroyers, the next one, and bases, you have to be the ship size 2. So you would buy that technology, you would mark it off on your sheet that you have it, and it costs you 10 construction points to do that. So you can see all the different ship sizes. You got to spend more and more to build bigger and bigger ships. Next one down is attack. Pretty simple. We start with 0. You want to attack 1, it costs you 20. You can never have more like attack defense than you have steps, hull size. So a scout only has a hull size of 1. That means their attack can never go more than 1. Their defense can never go more than 1. Even though you may have researched 3, they're not big enough to hold them. Say attack, defense, the same. Tactics. What tactics are used for? If both ships are firing at each other, say we both have Bs firing at each other, whoever has the higher tactics gets to fire first. And then, if it's still tied, the defender gets to go first. So it's not simultaneous. So that's what tactics do. Moving. So this could be a little confusing at first, but it's written up here. Move 1, we can move 1 hex per turn. If you get your movement up to 2, you can move 1 hex on the first 2, and then 2 hexes on the third. And it's all written out right there, the different ones. Terraform. What happens? You can colonize barren planets. We're going to run into some planets that are not barren, and that you can send your colony ships out there and colonize them, so you can get more construction points. Or there's going to be some out there that are barren, and you must have terraform to be able to turn them into a planet you can colonize. Exploration. This one's very important. When you get up to cruisers, CAs, you can equip them with exploration. What that does is that allows you to look at one of those counters that are on the map before you move into it. So before you do your move, you can flip one and look at it. And you can, turn it right side up so everybody can see it, or you can turn it back down and only you know what's there. And then you can move into there, or you can move somewhere else. But when you move into one of those counters without exploring it, it flips up, and then lots of bad things can happen, especially out in deep space. And I'll go into that in just a second. But if you're going to go into deep space without exploration, you're probably going to lose a lot of ships. Shipyards, I already went over that. Right now, we're 1 hull point per shipyard, 1.5, and then 2. Fighters. Fighters go with carriers. There's some rules for them. We'll get into that in a little bit, but they basically work like World War II. The fighters are going to go out there, and you can't attack a carrier until all the fighters are dead. They attack fast before a lot of other stuff. They're pretty powerful, the fighters. Then the next one down is point defense. That's kind of anti-fighter stuff. So you can do that, and you put them on your scouts, and they shoot at the fighters first, before the fighters get to shoot. Cloaking is for raiders. I've never done them, so I'm not exactly sure how they work. I know you can use raiders, and they attack really good the first time or something. Oh, Jordan might know more. I've never used raiders before.
I don't know that I have either.
Well, you can kind of read up on them real quick, Jordan, while I'm doing this, then you can explain them. Scanners, they find the cloaking devices. They find raiders. You put those on destroyers. So destroyers find raiders, so they're that anti-raider stuff. Mines are very powerful. One mine costs, you gotta have, at start, we have no mines. If you buy mine technology, you can build mines. They're 1 hull size. If enemy ship goes into it, it kills, for every mine, it kills 1 hull of your choice. Then minesweepers take the mines out. So that's all the technology. If you'll flip to the next one, the ship chart. In the ship chart, type of ships on the left, the name, what it costs to build it, its attack, so a cruiser fires C4 defense strength, and then armor or maintenance cost. The 2 means that it costs you have to spend maintenance on all the ships that you've built. So every hull that you've got out there, you have to pay maintenance on it. And you can just kind of read what all those do. You can ask us, we can tell you. Pretty much you're going to start off with, scouts. You might get a destroyer pretty quick. And you're going to slowly work your way up. And then on the right, it just kind of tells what the ship does. And then the last chart's not very important. It's your little movement chart and some abbreviations and black hole stuff. So basically what we could do is one thing that's kind of important that you have to know. Let's say you early in the game you build some destroyers with no attack and no defense. Then a little later in the game you build some more destroyers, but now you've got attack 1 and defense 1. Well, any ship that you build that you've done the technology for automatically gets to upgrade. You cannot have combined fleets. In other words, you can't have 4 destroyers in one group under 1 counter, and half of them be the older type and half of them be the newer type. They all have to be the exact same technology to be in the same counter. That way you won't get them confused when you go into battle. Ugh. That's pretty much it. It starts off very slow. We can explain a lot of things as we play. We won't even see each other for quite a few turns. Who's green?
Me.
Rachel, you need to put your stuff out.
Okay. Where do I find it?
Hey, Rachel, have you ever met Charles?
I
Charles?
think
Yes.
we played Urban Sprawl together.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yes.
Okay.
I was the guy kidding you the whole night.
Yeah.
The funny guy.
Yeah, there you go. Alright, so where do I find my home planet?
You're at the very... It'll be in with your ships, which
Yeah.
is the crane.
Thank you.
Crane. Oh, okay.
And I just saw what's pretty cool. If you click on a unit and you hit enter, that will track all of your technologies and stuff for that ship, for that fleet. So you don't have to mark it on paper. You can just, like, I clicked one of my scouts, I hit enter.
Yeah, it has it all right there.
And then, yeah, it's the number of ships and attack, defense, tactic, strength.
Yeah, it's cool.
And I wonder if, yeah, like the scouts have
Yep.
other stuff
Yeah.
too.
Whatever ship it is will have its technologies that it can have.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Hey, Jordan.
So basically, Charles, what we're going to do on the first turn is you move. If you have exploration technology, before you move, you can flip a counter that's next to you, next to one of your cruisers that's equipped with it. And none of us have it at the beginning, so all we're going to do is we're going to start moving. That's why we have all these scouts. Generally, we send our scouts out to find what's out there. If you send a colony ship or a miner and it comes across something bad, you could lose it. Now, you have a home planet area within red there. Nothing very bad is in that area. There's only one bad thing in there. There's only one bad counter. All those counters that are white, that is deep space, and that is very, very bad stuff. If you go out there without searching first, you could lose ships. There's warp points out there, so if you find a 1 and another warp point with a 1 comes up somewhere else, you can fly in that hex, pop out that other hex. There's also one doomsday possibility of having a doomsday machine out there, and that'll just basically hunt you down and kill you. So pretty much what we do in the beginning is you can move whatever you want to move. I generally just move my scouts. So I would go like this. I would take a scout, move it here. I would take a scout and move it here. And then I would take another scout and I would go here. And my movement would be done.
I only have one scout, right?
You should have 3. You should have 3. You start the game with 3 individual scouts. So you can go out there and start scouting your territory.
So do I have the right type of units? I've got 3 colony ships.
You have 3 colony ships. I can't see what you have as far as your scouts. They're upside down to me. But it doesn't look like you have enough to me. It looks like you only have 2 scouts.
Should I flip all my units just so you can see?
No. You should know. I mean, it looks to me like you've got a miner. You have 3. You probably have 1 scout and 3. You probably have 1 scout and 1 shipyard. Correct?
I've got colony ship, scout, and a shipyard, and a miner.
Pull out 2 more scouts. And the 1 scout that you have, make sure, right-click on it, make sure there's only 1 scout in there, not 3 in there.
Hey, for your starting home planet,
Yeah?
it doesn't have to be in the corner, does it?
I don't think so. I don't have the scenario in front of me. I just put us in the corners just because. It could be like one of the two in front of it.